Variety is the spice of life.
Spicy!
This also holds true to horror movies. With so many subgenres and crazy plots to follow, sometimes we get lost in the weeds trying to find the right titles to watch. Today, I'll fire up my metaphorical weed whacker, trim back the overgrowth, and reveal the top 10 best horror movies of 2025 so far. Sit back, relax, and journey with me, Planet Phobia, as we explore these chilling new arrivals to the pantheon of horror.
Are you breaking up with me?
It's not you. It's me.
Starting the list off strong, we have Companion. This movie is like a coming out party for up-and-coming actors. It showcases their talent, and we should pay attention to names like Sophie Thatcher and Jack Quaid, because my crystal ball tells me this won't be the last we hear of them in the world of horror. It's fair to call this one a thriller, and yes, it does have some comedy running throughout it to break up the tension, but with its themes of futuristic AI, power and control, and good old-fashioned blood-soaked death scenes, Companion can rest easy as a solid horror movie.
Welcome aboard.
Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water, think again. Thanks to the Australian survival horror movie Dangerous Animals, you might want to stay on the beach and finish that pina colada. So when it comes to sharks and horror, some titles that might come to mind are Jaws, Deep Blue Sea, maybe even The Meg. But what I find interesting about Dangerous Animals is yes, the sharks in the movie are an ever-present sign of danger that lurk just below the surface. But the true horror is our main antagonist and his psychopathic tendencies. The Buffalo Bill of the ocean, if you will.
It rubs the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again.
Counter that with the pure grit and unending will of our protagonist, and well, what you've got is a masterclass in cat and mouse escapades that build up into a bloody, satisfying ending.
A masked maniac known as the Hard Eyes Killer has stalked,
Hunted.
and brutally slain couples on Valentine's Day.
With no motive yet uncovered.
Romance and horror go hand in hand, am I right?
No!
Well, not usually, but for Hard Eyes, yeah, this statement kinda works. Watch with bated breath as Allie and Jay navigate the awkward beginnings of a blossoming relationship, all while trying to evade the Hard Eyes Killer, a deranged psycho whose MO is killing lovers in ever-impressing ways. With supporting roles from Devon Sawa and Jordana Brewster, this one is just a fun watch, and dare I say, an underrated gem in the horror genre. Our next entry is a curious case, perhaps a study in mob mentality. When we are so focused on people saying what they think, maybe we should take a moment to think about what they say. Just an idea, but having an original thought on topics seems like a good idea to me. So my friends, enter Until Dawn. Panned as a horrible movie when it first came out, I found it refreshing and scary. As time has gone on, I think most horror fans can agree with this statement. But man, this movie got shit on more than Vince McMahon's love interest when it first came out, and I couldn't figure out why. Disappointed the fans of the video game, I guess, is the only thing I could point to. Is this movie the greatest thing since sliced bread? Hell no, but it made for an exciting watch filled with disturbing monsters, a decent storyline, and some memorable kill scenes. Until Dawn deserves to be in the top 10 horror movies of the year so far.
No!
The coroner said it was an accident, but it was no accident. It was a monkey.
What happens when you combine two horror masterminds like Stephen King and Osgood Perkins? Well, you get the dark comedy horror highlight of 2025, The Monkey. Damn, this one is so much fun. From the opening scene with Adam Scott to the absurd apocalyptic ending, the monkey packs a punch and hardly takes a minute off so you can catch your breath. This one might get a little lost in the shuffle when it comes to 2025 horror, but don't sleep on this sleek, blood-soaked must-watch. Theo James brings the heat playing two characters in this one. Elijah Wood adds some quirky value to this film, and director Osgood Perkins can't even stay away from the fun as he portrays Uncle Chip. If you like your movies on the zany side and enjoy blood, guts, and mayhem, The Monkey is the movie for you.
Let me in, man. Some weird shit going on out here.
You keep dancing with the devil. One day he's gonna follow you home.
Vampire movies are nothing new. Bad vampire movies are nothing new. But Sinners brings style and substance to this genre of movies. The filming and storytelling in this one is impeccable, and by the time the creatures of the night make their appearance, it's almost an afterthought. Don't get me wrong, they're still creepy as shit, especially while singing and dancing. Hey, even the undead need to let loose once in a while. I've heard some say this one isn't even horror, or just a remake of Dusk Till Dawn. I don't see it. Honestly, it felt original, and I quickly became invested with the storyline. 2025 has brought a lot of variety to the world of horror movies, and Sinners is no exception. Presence was one of the first horror movies to drop in 2025, officially being released to US audiences back in January. That seems like a long time ago now, and many great titles have dropped since. But Presence, to me, still holds up as one of the best movies to be released this year. With Lucy Liu giving this title some star power, Presence is one of the most unique viewing experiences I've had in a while, from the camera angles and filming techniques to the otherworldly atmosphere that is created. This movie grabs on and takes you for a ride within the first minute, watching the drama unfold literally from someone else's point of view. Not scary in the normal sense as far as blood and guts go, it nevertheless will give you goosebumps as you watch this story unfold and you become invested with the different family members until the ending finally reveals the dark truth. With its cinematic prowess and twist ending, Presence is an underrated gem and one of the best that 2025 has to offer.
Death is coming for our family.
I said, oh, 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 oh.
Being relevant in the realm of horror can be difficult. Sticking out as a great newer movie in a crowded franchise can be damn near impossible. But that's exactly what the latest Final Destination movie, Bloodlines, was able to achieve. This movie blew me away. I mean, each Final Destination installment has its own moments. Great kills, campy fun, all the things that have kept the fanbase alive for years. But Bloodlines goes above and beyond. With a storyline that jumps back and forth that intertwines generations of the same family. All trying to outrun death and the crazy lengths some will go to achieve that end. But of course, Father Time is undefeated, and this movie ends in a catastrophe, not to mention the insane death scenes leading up to it. Oh yeah, and if that ain't enough for you, check this one out for the simple fact that it's one of Tony Todd's last roles before his death.
Where did you go?
This is where the story really starts.
Weapons is Zach Cregger's massively popular follow-up to Barbarian, and with him on deck to direct the next iteration of Resident Evil, the sky is the limit for this man whose finger is firmly on the pulse of modern horror. Weapons is a hard movie to put in a box. Is it horror? Yes, most definitely it is, but not in a way that most horror movies are. This one builds on character development, comedy, and unraveling the mystery at the heart of this film. Unnerving and unsettling in parts, add to it the fact that the mystery revolves around missing children. This is not your run-of-the-mill slasher or creature feature. It was great to see Julia Garner have a breakout performance. I feel like she's being pushed as a new leading lady for horror, and with her last project Wolfman being a bit of a critical stinker, Weapons has helped cement her as an actress who can most definitely pull off roles in the world of horror. Much can be said about this movie, and everybody has their opinion. Not to mention the box office response to this film is undeniable when it comes to its popularity. With that being said, I did enjoy this one, having an amazing time watching it in the theater. To be honest though, I enjoyed films like Nosferatu and The Substance more than I did Weapons. But as far as 2025 goes, I've only watched one movie I'd put ahead of Weapons. Before I reveal the best horror movie of 2025, I'd like to point out there are some films I haven't had the chance to watch yet, like The Ugly Stepsister or 28 Years Later. By the time I do an update video around the end of the year, those movies and ones yet to be released might change up the order some. With that out of the way, let's look at 2025's best horror movie so far.
Some people believe the spirit stays in the body for months after death. We can bring her back.
Bring Her Back, to me, is the best horror release of 2025 so far. With its only true rival being Weapons, Bring Her Back ekes out the win. Though it shares some similarities with Weapons, to me the most obvious similarity is the zany female antagonists. Weapons with Gladys, the eccentric aunt, and Bring Her Back's Laura, the grieving mother and former counselor. Both plots circle around these two characters who both mask their true identity and like to mess around with some dark shit. At the end of the day though, Bring Her Back showcases its horror through grief, and puts the viewer in an uncomfortable position, making you question if you do the same thing Laura does to bring back lost love. Similar to Anything for Jackson, this theme is a heart-wrenching study on grief and makes for a powerful viewing experience. Beyond that, I just enjoyed the character interactions better, slowly learning the truth to what Laura is up to and what she allows herself to do to achieve her goal is nothing short of amazing. Truly twisted and disturbing, but nonetheless, amazing. That's a wrap on today's video. Thank you for watching. Please drop a comment and tell me how right I am. Kidding, just kidding. But seriously, do you agree with these picks or do you have ones that didn't make the list? Either way, I'm curious to hear what you think. This is Planet Phobia signing off. And as always, wishing you good luck on your horror journey.